Yo, what's going on, my people? My traders. What's popping today? We got let me get an audio check. I think T-Cal's here in the house. T-Cal, can you hear me, brother? I know my video's a little shiesty right now. I'm wearing that shirt again. It's the same color. Well, it's not the same color as the green screen. There's a green screen back here. This is a blue t-shirt. But let me know if we're good on the audio. Looks like the sound's coming through on my side. So, all right. That's what I'm talking about. So, shout out to my people who are already here. Uzitex dropped a comment before the stream. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. TCal dropped the first comment of the stream. My boy TCal, I've been a supporter for over 2 months now. Look at that red badge. And McBustin in the house. So, what's up, guys? Let me see here. We got TCal got a question before the stream started, so I'll answer TCal's real quick. And if anyone else has any questions, guys, I wish I could invite you up to the stage, but this is YouTube. I should plan some Zoom meetings or something with some folks and get it on up here. But for now, just leave your comments or your questions in the comments, and I'll answer them if I can. Not going to try and bullshit you if I can't. I'm a day trader, so I've been living off my trade since October 2020, and I'm not rich yet, but I've been surviving, living very comfortably. I do plan on maybe not having a Lamborghini one day, but having a couple $1,000,000. So if you follow the channel, we'll get you up to speed. And I don't know too much about, I got a general idea of some NFTs. I know a little bit how blockchain transactions work, not everything. I can tell you a little bit about mining. So whatever question you have about crypto, I'll try my best to answer it. If I can't, not even going to try to lie to you. But if it's a trading question, I know a lot of shit about trading. So let me get TCal's question now. He says, would you consider having a copy trader account on Bybit or something similar where we can follow you and ride some trades with you? So I hope the IRS doesn't get me for this. I'm really not anybody famous to where they'll be watching this right now, but maybe one day this doesn't come back and bite me in the butt. So I've tried to set up a copy trader account with a couple different exchanges before. BitGet, I actually got the farthest with. I became an affiliate. But the problem with becoming a copy trader is on most of these exchanges, you have to be KYC verified if you want to lead the trades. So I got onto a couple exchanges and was testing the copy trade feature as someone who was copying the trades, and I didn't need KYC. But whenever I wanted to be the guy initiating trades for people to copy, I had to have KYC verification. And there is only one exchange right now that I'm using that I have KYC verification for. That's Crypto.com. So I try to maintain as much transactions as possible on other exchanges where I'm not verified and have not KYC verified. So that way I don't have to report all my earnings to the government. So it would be a huge pay increase for me if I were taking these trades and copy traders got the percentage or the opportunity to copy them, because most of those platforms offer a percentage back rule. So if I make a profitable trade, you copy the trade, I get like maybe 5 to 10% of your profits automatically. The exchange handles everything for me. So yeah, it'd be a big boost in pay, but at the same time, whenever I'm ready to cash it out and convert it to USD, or at least even if I'm not ready to, the government's going to be able to see, my government's going to be able to see all the shit that I'm earning. So I don't want that. So that's the only reason I don't. But we do have copy trades in the Discord. I need to be more attentive to it. And come check out the Trade All Day room in the Crypto University server. We literally traded yesterday in the group, or I think maybe, look at my calendar here. Yeah, we had a group trading session yesterday. I landed 2 trades for a profit. Now, I don't always land for profits, but I think yesterday during the trade session, I ran away with a little more than 22%. So come on down. We can trade together, bro. You don't need to copy my trades like a robot. I'll set you up to do it yourself. So, my boy Crypto Slot's in there. He says, yo, bro, what up, Crypto Slot? I need some questions from you guys. It says Q&A, AMA. Ask me anything you want to. Preferably about crypto, but whatever. If you want to ask me something else about money, I know a little bit about money, the history of money. But yeah, come on, guys. Let me get some questions. I got an hour planned for the stream today, but if we're in deep, if I got like 12 pages worth of questions to answer, I'm not just gonna cut on you guys on an hour. So to make it interesting, come on, keep it live, keep it lit, fellas. Yeah, what's up? What we got here? No comments incoming. Need some Q&A, guys. This one's gonna be for you. Yeah, this one's gonna be for you, fellas. I got a couple other events scheduled up for this month. We're gonna be doing. I can't remember which one's next month or next week. Yeah, 3 Smart Trade Terminal. I got my calendar over here. 3 Smart Trade Terminal. I'm gonna be doing a presentation on that next week. You can come in, sit back, relax, learn some shit about 3 see why it's so awesome, learn how its tools can help you be a better trader, or at least set up your trades in a more efficient manner. Anyway, being a better trader is gonna be up to you and your knowledge. And 2 weeks from now, we have a deadly trading session. So I'll be trading here live in front of you guys. I've won and lost on stream before. So if you go back and look at any of my deadly trading sessions, you'll see the emotions I go through in front of a live audience while I'm trading. And then on the 26th, going over 3 DCA bots. That's one you don't want to miss. So mark your calendars, check out my scheduled events. And it looks like, guys, I need some questions. Look like McBuckison asked us some questions. He says, can you help with 5 coins to trade on spot? And for 5 coins to trade on spot, I mean, I'll tell you my top 5 favorite coins that I like to trade. Now, I'm not always trading them on spot. Sometimes I'm trying to make the USDT swaps in futures on Bybit. But I like to observe Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Theta. Those are the top 5 on my watch list. I check them out all the time. You can pick any 5 coins you want to. And again, I don't always trade these on spot, but I do have some pretty big holdings in them, and I'm trying to shift them around all the time and maintain profits while accumulating some of the coins I believe in. So I would suggest you try to find some altcoins that you want to participate in, because if you're trading spot, you don't have the risk of liquidation. So if you're trading in an altcoin that you believe has a future or believe is going to be up in value the next bull run, or even 1 year from now, 10 years from now, you're going to have a better time whenever you make mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. So whenever you're trading in something like Bitcoin, if you try to take a long position in Bitcoin, you're like, oh man, I bought at the wrong time. You don't even have to essentially use a stop loss. You could trade with a separate part of your balance, incrementally use portions of your account. That way you don't have to worry about it, because you're pretty much solid that Bitcoin's going to go up in the future. If I felt the same way about Ethereum, then I can trade Ethereum confidently and be like, hey, if I lose this trade, it's all right. I could just wait. I could literally just play the waiting game, and I'll get my money awarded back to me and then some. But I mean, historically, these altcoins, Ethereum and Bitcoin, have pretty good price action history to the upside. So you can feel pretty confident trading in something like that. So find an altcoin you feel comfortable in and add it to your list. And I gave you my 5. Ronald Monhinga says, what's up, Deadly? My boy, what's up, dog? Not much, just chilling, doing a live stream right now. What about you, dog? Give me some questions I can answer for you, maybe. That way I can have some content, because this is a Q&A session. So I mean, I don't want to sit here with my thumb up my butt, but I can do that if it'll entertain you. And Anya says, hi. What's up, dog? What you doing? Crypto Slot says, bro, do you make use of Nitrous Bull most times? Yeah, I got Nitrous Bull right here. It's one of my standard indicators, really, that I use all the time. And I don't know if you know this or not, if you've already had it, but we recently I did an update to it. So it's got like more configurable settings now. It was running on 3, so these were all the base settings right here. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty good for momentum shifts. On the larger time frames, on the 4, I literally ran backtests on the 4H in 1 day. So I got a bot set up for 4H in 1 day time frames off the original configurations. But now that I have the opportunity to change this, what I like most is just changing multiplier down to 2. On the 1 minute time frame, it's not I mean, here you can see there are some good moments. But on the 1 minute time frame, it's not really beneficial. I like to use a Nitrous Bull on 15-minute time frame and up. But I kind of just use it to be like, okay, I like to form my idea before I turn on a whole shitload of indicators. So I like to turn on and see what my market structure looks like first, and then I'll turn on my indicators, and then I'll be like, all right, well, are we in a bear or bull? Because if it's an exhausted bull trend, I don't really want to be looking for a long in a trend that's already been taking place for a long time, and we could run into a bear signal soon. Same thing for a short. If I'm taking a short and I see that the bear trend is like already exhausted, for example, if I was to turn it on right here, and I'll just do a quick replay like right here, let's say. Yeah, so if I'm like, oh, you know what? It just broke that floor. It's breaking out of this pattern right here, it's breaking to the downside. Maybe it's going to go towards that support. I'm like, all right, well, let me turn on Nitrous Bull and see if this, where's the bear call? So the bear call was way back here, right? Now, I wouldn't bet against a bull call either, but in this case, a bear call is pretty open. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to look to see on these candles here, because this is actually an interpretation of volume. These colors show the differences in volume here. So you need to be wary that price might change direction here whenever you get a volume candle like that. So I probably wouldn't enter a short in this moment. If I was already thinking, hey, I'm going to take a short right now to that support point, I probably wouldn't, based just upon how extended this trend's been. I mean, of course, maybe I might get there, but let me see if it would have got there. Why didn't it end? Oh. Sorry, my head's in the middle of the fucking place, too. Let me go to the corner real quick. Oof. Yeah, so it looked like it didn't touch that point. Then there was a bull call, so I wouldn't want to go short against a bull call. But yeah, that's kind of how I use it. I don't use it as just like, oh, bull buy, or oh, bear buy, or sell. It's not really how you should use any indicator. Just kind of use it to confirm or deny your analysis. You need to be able to make a proper analysis first and reach a conclusion or opinion about market direction. Yep. Yes, sir. Let me put that over there. So what do we got there? Tikal says, what's your story, bro? How did you end up living on trading? All right, Tikal. So I actually, in my very first live stream, I had no fucking clue what to live stream. So I talked about that in great detail, a little bit about my story. But I'll share a quick rundown of my story. So we give other guys, if you have a question, get it up on the comment board now. I don't want everyone just be here listening to me talk about trading. But I mean, basically, I had it in my head because I was looking at stocks and stuff in high school, and I had everyone had maybe seen that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. It was cool to see how much money they had. Maybe not everything we're doing was cool, but I was like, damn, dude, I want a lot of money like that. They're making a lot of money easy. A lot of rich people make money easily through the stock market, right? That's like very basic, low level thinking whenever I first started getting into trading, and then whenever I got out of high school, I learned a little bit more about cryptocurrency, and I was like, oh man, this shit's kind of cool. And I was looking at Bitcoin specifically, and I saw that in a 1 year time frame, Bitcoin hit 2x. This was like early 2017, like middle of the run up. I didn't know everything. I didn't get rich off the run up, but this was like middle of 2017, and I remember looking at Bitcoin, and it was like $4,000, and then just like a little bit later, I don't remember the time frame exactly, but a little bit later, I was talking to some dude at a bar. Bitcoin was like $8,000. It fucking doubled, and I was like, "Whoa!" So you're telling me like I pretty much get a 2x anything I put into Bitcoin? And he's like, "Yep." So we had to talk about Bitcoin, blah blah blah. I started to do my own research. Got scammed, got bamboozled, got speckeldorfed, got my assay, got liquidated. Started trading for a long time. I started saving my money for years and years and years and years before I was even trying to become a full-time trader. It was hard as a youngster because I'm only 25 now, and it was hard whenever I was a youngster. I started working when I was 16. I always wanted to be rich. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. So I tried to be financially responsible from a young age. And then whenever I discovered the volatility, at first it was like, man, I could just hang on to this. I could just hang on to Bitcoin and get rich. But that was taking too long. So I was like, okay, maybe I can try to trade this volatility, right? Because it goes up, goes down, and I'm probably not going to be able to get everything right, but I'm going to be able to take advantage of it. Someone's taking advantage of this volatility. Price goes up and down so greatly every day. Someone's taking advantage of it. Let me get a drink of water real quick, and then I'll finish up. But anyway, I started trading like a jerk off, watching videos from YouTube, trying to understand how this shit worked, and I spent day and night trading. I was still, I go to the gym every day. I had a completely different goal at that time whenever I was starting trading cryptocurrency. I wanted to be a pro fighter, actually. So I was going to the gym in the morning. If I fucking wake up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, go to work, and then after work I would go to jiu-jitsu class, and then after jiu-jitsu class, I'll go home and study crypto until it's time to fucking go to sleep. And I would just practice my trades. And in the beginning, I would try to sleep on my trades, because at first, the only time I had to trade was while I was asleep. So I started trading, setting up trades while I was asleep, either wake up in a profit or loss and be like, oh, fuck. And from there, after like a long time, man. After like 18 months of really, really studying and then finally saving up enough too, because I mean, I did the math. Man, you have to do the math mathematically. I have a piece of paper somewhere that shows the percentages that can liberate a person for freedom and compound interest, how it works. If you could just manage 1.67% a day, then you're going to compound your account very quickly, and in a few years, you can be over a couple $1,000,000. I wrote a blog about this on Crypto University website. Information out there. You go look at the multiplication table. You can do the math yourself. Compound interest is, as Albert Einstein said, I think, the eighth wonder of the world. Fucking fantastic. So that was my motivator, and eventually I had enough money saved up. The next bull run was happening. It was October 2020, just after COVID crash, and I fucking dumped everything. I had a bunch of Coca-Cola stock, dumped all that shit into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin went up. And then I had enough money to feel comfortable. I felt like I could at least survive for 2 years with the money I had saved up. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and try and make this my full-time job now. And I was like, all right, bet. And then yeah, something happened at work, and I had to leave work a little earlier than I wanted to. I had planned to quit work 4 months after or before I actually quit, and then they actually wanted to drug test me, and I like to smoke weed, so I told them no, and I had to quit early. I quit in October. I was planning on quitting in February 2021. I wanted to get that last Christmas bonus and, get a little bit more money saved up. But I was like, fuck it. I think I got enough. So they wanted me to stop smoking weed or pee in the cup. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So then I left. And then I started trading. And I was like, yeah, we got this. And then, just been trading ever since, just grinding. I got my systems down now, how I accumulate, how I export money from my trading account into my long-term savings, because I'm also an investor. I'm not just a trader. I do invest for the long term. I definitely think some of these assets are going to be way more than they're worth right now in 10 years. And I have a balance. I'm not trading, because I've looked at the data as well. Holding is is a very good strategy for Bitcoin. As long as you just hang on to it, it outperforms every hedge fund ever, every fund manager. Nobody's outperformed Bitcoin ever. It takes 20 years of about 15 to 20 years of average investing or just holding on to the Dow Jones to get what Bitcoin does on average every year. I mean, sometimes there's the years at a net loss, but annually, since its inception, Bitcoin's up like about 170%. Last time I checked, it was like 198%. But I haven't accounted for the data for the past like 6 months, so maybe it's off. So that's why I'm saying probably about 170%. Last time I checked was 198% year after year growth. So yeah, that's how I got into it. I don't know. Want to see the full story? I said it was going to be short. That was kind of long. I left out a bunch of shit. Those were the key moments. Save, do the math, be disciplined, and then quit my job. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. And if I fail, I fail. If the worst thing comes to worst, I'll just go and get another job. But so far, it's been good to me. I enjoy life with my dogs. I get to work from home, just chill all day. Well, I don't chill, but it's way better than working for somebody else. So that's that story. If you want to know the full story, go watch my first live stream, because I gave the whole dive. That's what the whole live stream is about. So let me see. McBustin says, Diva, baby, hi baby. Damn, I didn't even see that. Guys, that's my girl Diva. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but hi Diva. She's on her lunch break. What's up, baby girl? Love you. Boytamilla says, greetings, bro. Boytamilla says, it's been a long time, but I made it. Glad you made it, brother. This is not me sharing my fucking story. This is Q&A. Somebody asked me about it. So if you guys have any questions, you want to ask me anything, I mean, this gentleman asked me about how I got here. So if it's about the charts, if it's about whatever, let's go, guys, because I'm getting to the end of the comments here, I see. We got Nanya says, what do you think about recession affecting market? Oh, she's here. Yay. Thanks, baby. Love you. Probably gonna miss your lunch break, but I'll see you when you get home. Nanya says, what do you think about the recession affecting the market? Could it boost crypto? So this is very interesting. Now, Bitcoin was spawned around the 2008. It didn't live or thrive in the 2008 crisis, in the 2008 housing crisis that existed here, which was, nobody considered it a recession, but it was a very bad time. I mean, it was technically a fucking recession. Now, if we look at the data that we have today, Bitcoin hasn't been through that. Cryptocurrencies as a whole have not really been through that type of situation. Now, I don't want to say we're wrong for being in crypto. It's a highly speculative nature. It's we're speculating that this is going to succeed over thousands of years of history that show a different type of money dominating humanity. Humans have used gold historically, and every single time there's a recession, if we look at any currency ever that has failed, I mean every currency. Let me rephrase that. Every currency ever has failed. The only ones that haven't failed are the ones that exist today, and it's only a matter of time before they do. All currencies go to zero. Every single fiat currency that has ever existed has gone to zero. And most of that happens during a recession. Now, the price of gold during recessions usually rises in value, right? If we look at one of the best examples was in World War I, I believe, when the German government started to print a shitload of marks. At first, there wasn't a lot of spending because of the war, but when people started flooding into the markets with their currency, the price of goods and services increased, so the value of the mark, which was their fiat currency, devalued, and gold in comparison went up in value. But gold didn't actually go up in value, it stayed the same. The purchasing power of gold went up, but the same amount of gold stayed the same amount of gold. So I would like to theorize that if Bitcoin is to replace the global reserve currency, or which is not global reserve currency, not the US dollar, but actually replace gold, or at least work in partnership with gold as a digital gold, then I would like to say that price of Bitcoin is probably going to increase during these uncertain times, because its purchasing power is going to increase in purchasing power. You're going to be able to buy more goods and pay for more services with it, and it's not going to be an immediate rush. It's not going to be like overnight, hey guys, everyone wakes up, we're in a recession. It's going to take a long time. This is probably going to happen in gold. We can see gold's actually on a nice run up right now. If I can look at the spot price on gold. But just basing off of what we have to go with gold, if Bitcoin is successful and does at least stand side by side with gold, because it's hard to imagine a world where we stop using gold as long as we exist. As long as we have physical life form, it's hard to imagine a situation where we're not using gold. But as long as we have the internet, I think Bitcoin could be very probable that it's going to follow the path of gold as a store of value and actual money. So I'm on the 1 minute time frame here. Yeah. So daily. All right, let me pull into the weekly. Sorry there. All right, so was already on a nice little uptrend since 97. I don't have all the price data for whatever. This is a spot price on some FX exchange. But here we can see there was a pullback on gold. Am I still in the corner? Yeah. There was a pullback on gold in 2008 when we had that crisis, and then it just shot the fuck up. There wasn't really any economic crisis right here, but this is where the COVID crash happens, and we have mass overprinting of dollars. Crazy overprinting of dollars. And the same phenomenon happened in Bitcoin. Dude, 25% of more than 25% of all of US fiat currency that ever existed got put into circulation right here. We have this huge spike going up. We have it retesting at 200 EMA. But more than likely, I mean, I do see some divergence here. I did point out that divergence because, you know, it's important to pay attention I think it's important to pay attention what's happening with gold. People get so confused and compare Bitcoin like it's a commodity or like it's an asset. I even know Michael Saylor has said that it's a commodity, but they trade it or they compare it to something that like the S&P or try and find the correlation in that. But this is money we're talking about. People got it so wrong. So those are my thoughts. I don't know. I would like to think that Bitcoin's gonna go up in value based upon what's happened with gold in the past. But I'm gonna go back to our Bitcoin chart now because I'm not gonna say fuck gold, but you know. keep an eye out for gold. Let's see over here. Trying to come back. We were on the 1 minute time frame because I wanted to see some interesting shit. If I have it on the 1 hour time frame, we're not gonna see anything in the live stream. So we'll see what happens here. Do I need to come up back on big screen or can I just stay in the corner? Is that cool? T-Cal says salute. He says I'll definitely check your first video if it's still available. Yeah, man, it's on the tube. It is there on the tube. It's on my live streams playlist. Meg says she's still here. I saw that one already. What's up, fellas? We got any more questions? Anyone want to learn about the history of money? Does anyone really even know why we have currency, where it came from? I feel like a lot of people don't understand fiat. That's problem number one. That is problem number one. Yep, yes, sir. So what we got, fellas? Any questions? Any questions? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Got plenty of time left on the stream. Great knowledge, my man. I wish I could inform you 100% with accuracy the timeline of gold. I only know bits and pieces from important parts, but and I can't recite them verbatim either based off of what I've heard. But I highly encourage everyone to do research about the history of money. Everyone needs to understand, like, if we like to look at charts, we like to look at past data to understand, to project what's going to happen into the future, right? We like to study this price action analysis and try to make projections on the short term and the long term. If we look at humans as a whole, and when we started using money, it's been gold since day one, and people have been trying to debase currency when they get into pickle. Governments corrupt money. Money's very good. Money's a very amazing tool. People say money's the root of all evil. It's not. It's an awesome tool. Do the research and see, like, go back to the first currency debasement. You can go through any fiat currency that has ever created. Watch its life cycle. You can see what happened to the empire that was using the fiat currency. All that good shit. It's all out there. Maybe they didn't teach you in school because they want you to think that they solved the problem this time. They're like, yeah, they don't want you to know that every fiat currency has failed because you're using a fiat currency. Here in the States, this is controversial, but in the Constitution, it actually says fiat currency is illegal. I don't know verbatim what the Constitution says, but something about not. You go look up the U.S. Constitution. Something about not using paper currency or something like that, because the Continental dollar also was printed to fucking oblivion whenever the American Revolution was happening. So they were like, yeah, no, we're only going to use precious metals. And then all those people died and were replaced by other people, and then they started making fiat currency. And then there was no internet, so no one could really stop it. And then everyone was just indoctrinated to thinking that it was the way it was and that paper has value, even though it doesn't have value. That paper has no fucking value. But yeah, I'll leave the rest up to you. Ananya says, we all have agreement over money. That is what gives money its power. That is true, yes. What people agree has value, and that is literally why the dollar has value. Other than that, other than fucking hopes, beliefs, and dreams, it has no value. Historically, I'm just saying, if we look back to historically when people first started using money, since our emergence from the Ice Age, it's been gold. It's been gold. Gold has been valuable. It's been that way for 5,000 years. Someone's like, oh, well, they just found a mine in Africa that's going to double the amount of gold. Is it really scarce? Yes, still has value. Still, the amount of gold is still the same. Still weighs the same. Still very valuable. And same for Bitcoin. I'm not a gold bug. I want to believe Bitcoin's going to surpass gold and replace gold in a digital sense. Maybe not completely, but in a digital sense, everyone's going to fucking use it. It's going to be the denominated currency. I'm a Bitcoiner. Let's go with that. I'm just saying. This is what history says. And Boytamelo says that's do you think about BTC in the next 2 months? You mean what do I think about BTC in the next 2 months? Is that what you mean, Boytamelo? You talking about BTC projection for the next 2 months? All right, so let me see where 2 months is. What is the day? We can go August, June, July, August, September, October. So that would be October 1st, right? I'll have to go into the daily time frame to mark that. Let me see. Oh, actually, I have said August range, right? So yeah, we charted August range the other day in the Discord. So my head's still in the corner? Yep. All right. I'll do another vertical line for where October 1st will be. Well, that's not too bad either. Okay, so usually I like to project, month at a time. It's a little bit harder to project here without this data. Because if I have this data, this is going to make this projection a little bit easier. So first we're going to have to speculate on this section of this month. And then we're going to have to speculate on the next section or the next month. And we can do this periodically where we think it's going to happen, where we think price is going to go. We can do this on any time frame. But this is kind of how it's going to have to go. Luckily, we've already done August projection. So this area right here is basically where I think price could trend within this month. I think it could shoot up into this region. And if it did, I think it might get some rejection along these trend lines right here. Possibly. I mean, this is a long-term downtrend. So there's going to be a nice retest there at least. People are going to be taking profits here. And people are going to be interested in trying to get their shorts in here. People are going to be watching this resistance point. So that's a key factor. That's a key price point to look out for. Because we're also going to be running up against that previous swing low. It's going to be potential resistance. Is this? All right, my bad. I thought my microphone messed up. So for the month of August, this is where we could run into on the high side, I believe. And on the downside, I mean, we can range back into that swing low. Because this is a bear flag formation. I know I'm the boy who cried bear flag at this point. I feel like, we did talk about this too at the meeting. That it may be too obvious now. Everyone's learned the bear flag pattern. And we're not going to be betting on it anymore. But I think, logically, this is the pattern we're looking out for. And we're looking for a downside break. As you can see here, we've got this ascending green line off these two trend points. And then we have this upwards line right here in conjunction with this line. So that is the trends where I'm looking for. If there's a downside break here, I'm going to be really cautious of price going back to previous all-time high and then to 17,555 because that's previous swing low. If that doesn't hold, it probably just going to fucking shoot through that, maybe like it did right here or something along this point. It wasn't a total shoot through here like it was similarly. I think the dog's got to go potty. Please don't go potty inside. And so, yeah, if it breaks down to the downside, I think it could shoot through here, maybe get caught up right here, creating a new lower low. Because it's not just going to plummet off the face of oblivion forever, because that's already going to be a massive, massive breakthrough. That's already a 35% breakthrough. So then maybe it'll start to chill around there. So if I'm going to set up another one of those deals, let me see. Polyline. So another one of those deals right here, because remember, I can't tell. I don't know where price is yet. If I had candlesticks here, it would make the next month's projection a little bit easier. But I'm just going to have to start on the assumption that price is going to be in both of these ranges. So it's going to increase the range. Like this is going to open up the fucking funnel really large, but it's going to increase the range. I'm sorry. That's just, it's kind of what it's going to have to be right now. So a little bit of forecasting. So I really couldn't see price coming up. I mean, we have that swing high over here. I'm not going to put that high ass of a target in the next month. Because 32K, let me just see what 32K would be from right now. Let me see real quick. So this is a live analysis for the next month, or the next 2 months, actually. You see kind of how I would think. So 45% to the upside. Could it do 43% in 2 months? If it did, that would mark the bottom of the bear market. I don't think it can do 43% after it's already done. I mean, from the swing low, it's already up 30%. I don't know. I think this thing's going to turn to the downside pretty soon. So I'm going to limit my upside potential here. This trend line is an extension of that. So we'll say it pokes over there. I don't think it's going to go back up to that swing high, really. I'll put it to right here based off some of this zone. I'll deem this as a zone right here, and I'll scoot it over, and then I'll say the high price could potentially come up to maybe 30K. If it does poke over that for some period of time, maybe up to 32K, something like that, it'll pop. I'll speculate that it'll pop back down. I'm not from the future. I can't fucking all that woo woo. But if it goes up that high, I'll speculate it pops back down, and then more than likely it's going to come into this scenario down here. Maybe not all the way to this low, but some people are calling for it to be like 8K or so, which, I mean, is mathematically possible. So I'll cut them short and I'll meet them at 11.6. So we'll say that if it comes down this low, because there's got to be some type of chillax, right? So let me color that a different color. Alright, so this is going to be the first month. This is going to be August. And this is going to be September. I mean, possibly. So this is the range we're looking at here. Because if Bitcoin shoots down and crunches right here, I don't think it's just going to keep fucking plummeting all the way down. It might. Because that's the bottom line of this descending wedge type formation. Naturally, we're going to be waiting for that to break out. And then that's going to signal the bottom of the bear market for me. Whenever it breaks over this falling wedge we have here, breaks out and retests. If it breaks out and enters again, not at the bottom. If it breaks out and retests positive, I'll take that as the bottom and I'll start trying to open up my hyper longs. But until that happens, as long as it trades inside this larger falling wedge, I'm going to count on price action going to the downside. Here, I'm using that dotted line is where I think a retest might be here before it continues up. I don't think it'll give another great buying opportunity at the bottom of this falling wedge. It might. I don't know. Price could come down here, but this is what I'm speculating on. Maybe in the month of September it comes into 11,000. And then in October is where it starts to fucking turn around. Because historically, we usually remember October is Uptober. Everyone's probably already forgot about that, but not me. Been here for years now. So October is Uptober. I think we're going to have some more downside to the bottom before we get that Uptober push to bring us back into the bull market. Or at least the start of it. No one's going to think it's the bull market until the Bitcoin halving in 2024. Then the shit's going to skyrocket. But we'll consider it right here. That break above level, because at that point, trend reversal. And then we're going to be testing these different levels on the way back up. So that's going to be early indications of a bull run. Remember, once it breaks out of here, it's not just instantly going to teleport back to all-time high. It's taking a long time to get here. It's probably going to take a long time to get back up there. But that's what we need to look out for. All right. So, let me see. Whatmiller says, yes, sir. Nanya says, bear flag? Yes. Bear flag, possibly. Whatmiller says, I can't wait for the first live stream about trading robots. Yeah, man, I'm going to give you the full rundown. Honestly, I'm probably just going to leave you confused, but you're going to be able to rewatch it as many times as you want to. I'm going to just build a basic bot, show you how it works, show you how you could set up different signals, and show you how you can set up a webhook. So, I mean, understanding how to make one work for you and tailor it to your strategy is something you're going to have to mess around with. But I'm going to show you how to set up these bots, 115%. So you'll be able to at least start a bot. But I'll give you the anti-liquidation guidelines too. So if you want to run a futures bot, you don't liquidate yourself. If you step over these guidelines and you get liquidated, it's going to be entirely your fault. I'm literally going to tell you how to not get liquidated with these bots. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. Don't miss that presentation. It's going to be lit, Lady Titty. And that one's the 26th. Same time this one started. Except August 26th. And then Kenla says, well, what up, Kenla? Is my boy. He says, what's the potentials of Polygon Matic and Cardano in 3 years? All right. So, I mean, as far as Matic goes, I think it's going to be a nice project. I think that with its low cost to users, that when people, I mean, it's a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. There are layer 1 solutions that exist that are low cost, scalable solutions. But I think that Matic is going to be an attractive one for users because a lot of people aren't going to understand the difference between layer 1 and layer 2. Even if they do, it still allows users to participate in the Ethereum network with ERC20 tokens. So I think that it could do well. I don't know as far as a price prediction. What is the price of Matic right now? I'm got it high up on the list there, yeah. So it's like 90 cents. And back to all-time high. We can't count on every single one of these coins going back to all-time high. We just can't. Matic is at $2.90. I don't know. There's a lot of room for this place to grow, and I've seen in the last bull run coins disappear and different coins replace them. So I can't be too certain. I think Matic's going to be a pretty good project. I think it's going to exist at least in 3 years. I think it's going to exist. In 3 years, we would be probably at the end of the next bull run or amidst the tops of it. So if we're just using these trend lines right here, then I mean, maybe we could see it up at $3.90, $5.18. And that's a gross speculation. But maybe it could come up to those values. And I at least think it's going to be one that's going to stick around. I at least know that. Or I at least feel that way. I don't think it's a shitty altcoin. Same thing for Cardano. I mean, I don't know how well that is going to perform either. But I think it's going to be around for a long time. Charles Hoskins created it. He was a co-founder. He dropped off the project, made this one to compete with it. And a lot of people aren't exactly using it right now, but it's a viable alternative as well. Remember I said there were layer 1 solutions that work? This is one of them. You can do everything I guess that you can do on here, you can do on Ethereum. So why not? I think it'll at least be here. I don't think this one's maybe gonna come up to those crazy ass prices that marked by these trend lines here. But maybe this one. Maybe this one right here. Price on Cardano. Probably in the next bull run, everything's probably gonna do a bunch of crazy shit. The altcoins that did the most crazy shit this last bull run will do less crazy shit next bull run. So just to measure how this one went up, 4,000%, probably not gonna give another 4,000%. It actually looks here like 900, so that's not, it's not illogical. Yeah, so we'll say maybe Cardano can probably rise back to all-time high, maybe end up at $5, between $3 to $5. I think it's definitely going to be in the market in the next 3 years. Not something you have to worry about completely getting a wrecked shop on, but it's hard to it's really, really hard to truthfully speculate on these and say with utmost certainty what I think is going to happen because I cannot be certain. I would love for every human to adopt cryptocurrency. I would love for my merchant to be able to accept Bitcoin. I would love for businesses to be able to write smart contracts and conduct business without the government. I would love for that. But there are just so many cryptos. I don't know how many of them are actually going to be considered valuable assets and how many of them are just going to be the fucking rug doctor smart contract coin. Like the business can create a coin in order that you can conduct business with them. You can trade their sats out, but it's not going to be. You can't take the. I mean, you can trade. You can trade that coin for another token, like maybe your gym token. Your buddy's got some leftover gym tokens, right? Maybe you guys can swap tokens for that, but like fuck, it's not going to be valuable to the entire planet. So as far as value, worldwide value, I think Matic and Cardano are going to be able to offer that in the next 3 years, and that's what I can honestly say about it. Boy Tamila says, I feel like in December it might get over 30K. That would be fucking nice. That'd be really nice if it got over. If we're talking about Bitcoin now, I'll go back to Bitcoin now. Bitcoin's our knight in shining armor. Bitcoin has saved us from the dark ages. Nah, Bitcoin's a good dude though. Bitcoin's good people. Yeah, I have that purple because we're in my zone right now. Don't know if that's too purple for y'all. I can turn it back off, but you know what? I like purple, so we're just gonna leave it there. It's in a zone, that's why. So hang on, Neil. We're on a live stream. Come here. You want to say hi to the people? Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm trying to get Neo to say hi, but he doesn't want to come up. Now Ozo's coming. All right, everyone back off. Back off. Daddy's going back to work. Neo's trying to talk to me. Hold on. I'll take you out after the stream, Neo. We'll go outside after the stream. We have a little bit longer. Just wait. So, Boy Tamelo, we got that one. Israel says, I got to ask, which of the biggest crypto influencers got the worst TA skills in the game? Honestly, bro, I don't pay attention to other influencers. I really, really don't. Most of the times, I have a lot of people blocked, like even on Twitter, because I just don't like to see what their ideas are. I don't know. Some people have a lot of money, but most of those influencers, a lot of influencers got in super duper early and ended up making a shitload of money and fool you into thinking they know what they're talking about. I've heard from sources that, for example, I got nothing against the Moon Carl. Nothing against that guy at all. I don't know him as a person. I don't know him as a trader. I've never even watched one of the videos on his channel. But someone has told me that they met the fellow and that he hasn't a fucking clue about TA. And he just kind of relies on what other people have to say. So I think a lot of people rely on other people. So I try to create my own ideas. I don't look at ideas anywhere else because that's a source of information. I want my information to come from the chart. Whenever we're interpreting data, you can't just interpret data and omit any data that you've looked at. I mean, as humans, you're naturally going to consider the data that you look at. If it were a computer protocol, we could delete it, that'd be fine. But as humans, I can't just if I have a Bitcoin idea that I think it's going to go to 15,000 and I go look on the internet and fucking Joe Blast says it's going to go to 30,000 tomorrow, it's going to make me conflicted with myself. I'm going to be like, do I know what I'm talking about? Is my idea right? That data that I took from him, even if his data is wrong or right, it's going to influence my decision making skills. So I try not to get data from anywhere else. I don't know. I don't want to talk shit about any of the influencers. I'm not that kind of person. Just be careful who you take information from. I would say that much. If you're gonna take advice from somebody, don't take advice from someone just because they're rich. They may have got rich in a different way that wasn't crypto. People got like that one dude was exposed. Gary V. I think someone exposed him, but no one really looked at it. He got. I don't know everything about him either. We're not best friends. But I think he got famous off some like wine and whatever, and then he made some business. And then he got famous for like social influencing, right? And then he's like, hey guys, I made this NFT project. I'm a fucking crypto king. Let's go buy my NFTs. His public NFT address is millions of dollars in the negative. Yeah, everyone's just buying his shit, and they think that, he knows what he's talking about, and he's just literally making money off of his audience. Like, he's not fucking helping them, not one bit. Just making money off his audience, selling them NFTs that have no value, claiming that they have value, while he's literally millions of dollars in the loss in crypto. So, not everyone knows what they're talking about. And I don't know that guy. I don't know him. I'm just saying. Check out people. See why someone's rich. See if they got rich from trading. If you want to be a trader, right? If you want to be an investor, if you want to be a wine business maker or whatever, then just make sure you know who you're following. I guess that's what I can say. A lot of people got in early and just got super duper rich off just for being here early. And maybe not all of them are managing it properly. Israel says, yeah, I suspect the same about the moon, Carl. Stuff just doesn't add up. Cool guy otherwise. I mean, yeah, cool guy, but people, like, the way I see it is like, I want to interact with people and be my true self. I don't want to have to come and fucking lie on the internet, lie in front of the camera. I want to be myself, and I want to be able to connect with people and get paid for it. Yes, of course, I'm trying to get paid from YouTube. I'm trying to monetize this shit. Dude, I think I've literally made like $236 from YouTube. Not that fucking much at all. But I think one day it'll pay off if I just keep being myself and connect with the people. That's it. So many people are just, I don't know, that's like going to work. It's like, why try to be fake? Just be yourself. People are going to like you who they don't. I don't know. I'm trying to be myself on TikTok, and it's working a lot more. I pushed so much crypto content out on all my platforms. I put a video of me walking around in ankle weights in Walmart on TikTok, and that's my most viewed video that I ever have ever. I posted it 2 days ago. It's got 146,000 views on TikTok. I don't fucking get it. So, yeah, I don't know. Key takeaway: be yourself, I guess. If you want to do anything on the internet, you don't have to be the best trader. You don't have to do anything. Just be yourself. That's I don't know, a little tangent, but whatever. Ananya says there's a festival in October in India where we buy gold. LOL. But people are switching to BTC. That's what's up. Don't know what happened this year after taxes are levied. Bro, man, fuck taxes. That's just the government trying to keep their control on us. Look, I understand that there needs to be some type of system for obtaining money to build different government projects, right? But that is how governments put themselves into these traps. They literally force all this public spending until they cannot fucking handle it anymore. If we had smart contract voting systems where we could actually trust that the votes are authentic, this is not the fucking Stone Ages. We can use blockchain to vote, to make smart contracts, and vote earnestly and honestly about what the money is going to. We can operate stake pools, we can operate mining pools, and we can vote where that money goes to. We can delegate these things. We don't need taxes on our fucking taxation is theft. I'm not going to go into that too much right now. But yeah, we can do things so different. No one can imagine a system without taxes. No one can imagine a different way, but slavery is not the way. This is slavery, what we live in right now. Ananya says, when India taxed crypto, Moon Carl declared BTC is illegal in India, but it still isn't. See, that's that bullshit. I don't even know. I have Moon Carl blocked on Twitter, dude. Oh, God, goodness. Their tweets give me cancer. There was this other dude that I used to see. Altcoin Gordon. He was like, crypto trader of the year 3x in a row by Twitter or some shit. Literally just posting the worst calls all fucking day in and out, and then making up bullshit. I don't know if it was satire or what, but it was killing my brain cells, like literally removing brain cells from my head. So I had to block that guy. Decal says, how to calculate fees if you keep a position open on Bybit and Binance. Ah, that's a good one. So easily, the way I like to do it is to just use, well, it depends on if you're going to be taking a limit or market order. There's going to be more fees if you're running a market order, and there's going to be more fees if you're going to, or less fees if you're going to be using a limit order, right? So if you can set a limit order, it's better to take a limit order on fees, but sometimes when I'm trading, well, most of the times when I'm trading, I take market orders because I like to be aggressive, because I'm looking at smaller time frames, and because I'm scalping most of the time, and I have to pay a higher fee. Sometimes whenever I try to use limit orders on my trades, they don't get filled, and I miss out on the price movement. So I found sometimes when I try to be cheap by saving on fees with limit orders, that I miss entries sometimes. So it might just be by a couple pennies or whatever, and that pisses me off sometimes. So I just try to use market orders and project over. Now, the easiest way that I like to calculate it is if I can use 10x, 15x, 50x, or 100x. Now, if I'm using 100x, I'm reducing the amount of money that I'm putting in there. But I also use 3 commas, so it's very, very simple. I'm not logged into 3 commas right now to show you, but I can show you exactly how simple it is next week on the 3 commas trading stream with 3 commas. But as far as doing it manually, if you keep a simple leverage like 10x or something that's easy for you to calculate, you have to get used to making your calculations. Say you're putting in this much money. If you have, let's try to make it easy math here. If you have $100 and you want to use 3% of your portfolio, then you can use $3. And if you're applying 10x leverage to this, it's $30. So you're trading as if you have $30. You're going to be able to marginally sustain your account depending upon if it's a 10x leverage, then you can go minus 10% deviation if you're using 10% of your funds. Since you're using 3% of your funds, your deviation can go greater than that. So every time price deviates, since you're using 10% leverage, every time price deviates 10%, it goes down against your idea, then it's actually 100% against your idea, or the money that you have in there has lost 100% of its value. So you're down $30 because you use 10x leverage and the price is down 10%. So every other 10% after that, you're going to lose $60 or $30, right? So the next 10% is going to be $60. Next 10% is going to be $30. So you're down 30%, you're down $90. That's based off 10x. Pretty simple math, pretty easy to keep up with without you having to use a calculator, using all this different, because you're not always going to use a simple amount of money, which is why I love using 3 commas. But carrying on, moving into the trade, if you're taking scalps and day trades, shouldn't be a big deal. You wouldn't have to pay an exchange fee or an open trade fee to your exchange, which is basically a tax on your trade. So you have to pay, I don't know what it is exactly on every exchange, but I think on Bybit or Binance, it's like every 8 hours a position is open. If it's a futures position, you have to pay a certain amount of percentage on the open position, whether it's in a win or a loss. And so that could decrease from your margin, right? So remember in the first case where we used $3 out of 100, right? So the taxes are going to come straight out of your margin. So now, instead of having $100, let's just say, I don't know what the tax rate is, but let's just say they took, oh, look at Bitcoin. Let's just say they took out $1. So now, instead of $100, you have $99. And off the top of my head, I don't know what the percentage is that would require you to sustain your marginal balance. But remember, after 30% deviation, you lost $90. So if it deviates any further now, you would have had another 10% to go for $120. But now you're going to reach liquidation before that. And all the exchanges offer up a calculator so that you can see exactly what it is before you place your trade. It's a lot of math, but you just basically multiply the amount of money that you're putting into the position by your leverage, and then you can calculate your swings based upon the leverage you've applied, what that balance actually is. So remember, we put $3 into the trade, and your ROE is going to be some crazy amount. But if you just look at how much you're actually trading with, remember, because you're actually trading with $30. Or if you had $100 and use the whole fucking thing, and you put 10x leverage, and you're trading with $1,000. That's actually what you're trading with, and you can only sustain a loss on that amount that you have that you can marginally support. So if you're using all your money, you have $100, you're using 10x leverage, it's as if you're trading with $1,000. You can only take a loss on that $1,000 in up to 1% because it's going to cost you that $100 margin you have, or 10% because it's going to cost you that $100 margin you have, and then you're going to get liquidated, right? So if you had taken the position with $1,000, price goes down 10%, that's a $100 loss, and you only had $100 in your trading account. You're liquidated. So even though we're using 10%, in the first example, we only used 3% of our balance, and we had a much lower liquidation price, but we were still able to trade with more money. But yeah, so it's a lot of inverse relationships. The calculators are available on your exchange, but the easiest way I like to do it is with 3 commas and just by using 10, 15, 50x, or 100x leverage. Nice. All right, let me see here. So my dog's gotta go take a walk. Guys, get your last questions in. I'm gonna answer what's up on the screen. So if you have any questions you want to get answered, ask them. Let me get a little bit closer to this mic. Make sure it doesn't cut off here so we can increase that sound quality. So let me see. Boytsmelo says, what's best to create a robot or to self-trade? Okay, so that's gonna come from your understanding of the market. So once I was able to backtest, like something I can recommend to people is the 5200 EMA crossover. It's historically been a positive signal in something like Dow Jones, NASDAQ. Anytime we get the 5200 daily cross, whenever they cross back, it's at a net positive for both sides. Now sometimes there's losing positions, but overall in the history of it, it's been profitable. So it's safe to say that if you automate that strategy, it's going to be a profitable strategy. And remember, you are going to lose some. There's going to be some crosses that end up at a loss. But in the end, net, you're going to be able to make profits. So you want to be able to find strategies that you know are profitable and how you can automate them, either by setting up a certain signal alert on 3 commas itself, by using heavy safety order multiplier scales, because that is one of the most important things, is if you're using a safety order multiplier scale. Now this fucking camera's off. So anyway, if you don't have a good strategy and you go really heavy on safety order multiplier scale, then the DCA method is really just going to save you every single time. They're DCA bots, and they can just literally buy more, double the amount every single time it deviates whatever percentage you specify. It's going to be a lot easier to close deals, and you'll be closing the shit out of deals very quickly. So there are a lot of different ways you can do it. I mean, it's really just going to be up to you how to automate it. Now, I like to automate these things because it's growing by itself. I can delegate a certain amount of money to my long-term portfolio without having to do any extra work. And then I put some of that money back into the bots and scale the bots. So the bots are constantly growing. It's basically a fucking money printer, money farm. And I just keep watering them and just keep getting stronger and making more money. So yeah, they're super duper great. But you can't knock trading by yourself because there are these huge movements where a bot can't pick up some of the data. I mean, you can write a script and a code for anything. And high frequency trading is going to be able to do a lot of things a human can't. But there are some things a bot can't do that a human can. And that's identify some types of things with reasonable judgment as it comes to risk to reward ratio and emotional management. Robots are going to trade without emotions. But humans trade based on emotions. There are a lot of robots and algorithms running the market. But whenever you see a setup, you're going to have to be able to assess the emotional environment of there, because where a bot could buy at 20K, you might see that the emotional barrier is getting broken and it could short at 20K. So you could set up a short bot based on that. But another thing is risk assessment. If you set up the bot to run with X amount of money, it's going to do that every single time. You're never going to be able to profit any greater than what you would have systematically done. But if I'm looking at a trade where I feel very comfortable, now we shouldn't just step the fuck out of our comfortability guidelines, out of our risk to reward ratio. But if I have a risk to reward ratio and I'm comfortable going in, let's just say I've determined for myself 3 to 7% of my portfolio. Whenever I'm not confident in a trade, whenever I'm just taking my trades based upon my TA that's there and it's not a highly confident situation, I can just risk 3% of my portfolio. But if I'm identifying a market structure that is really, it's a fantastic market structure. Something that I've bet on in the past before, and I've won consistently. And I have a method for entering and exit that type of situation. Maybe I can up. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to the higher end of my risk to reward ratio now. I'm gonna increase the position to 7% of my total balance. That way I can potentially earn more money. Now I could set myself back huge because I'm increasing this. I could have deleted, the last 2 or 3 trades worth of work that I've done in one single trade. But on the flip side, because I've increased this balance, if it's right, based upon the information I've seen in the past and my risk assessment now, I've increased my risk, I could get a higher reward. And that those moves are what's going to really jump up your account. And you have to find those moments where you're looking at those trades and you're like, hey, this is something I've done before. I've got my entry. I've got everything down. So you need to be the robot in that case and just be able to assess the risk. So self-trading is awesome. Manual trading is awesome. Bot trading is also super duper fucking awesome. I highly recommend bot trading. The goal one day with me for bot trading is to have bots do all the trading for me. I could just get high frequency trading done. I can have the balances to sustain that because I've done the math. I have a spreadsheet somewhere. It's like a shitload of fucking money. But I do have an ultimate goal where I can have money into my bots and safely generate about if I could generate about $8,000 a month with the bots, I'm pretty much not have to look at a chart anymore and could travel comfortably, and that's not really, but that's just that I want that to be completely passive. I want to be able to net $8,000 a month in bots because right now I'm not even really taking that much out of the money from the bots. I'm just using it. I'm reinvesting the money to grow the bots so that they can produce more money, and I'm reinvesting the money into my long-term investment account, and so I can try and grow that. So got a long ways to fucking go, but yeah, that would be the end game for me. I would like to one day replace manually trading, but for now, since I don't have as much money as I want to have, manual trading is fucking great, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing alongside my bots. So Israel says, how do Americans leverage trade on KuCoin using 3 commas? Do I need a VPN? I don't know about. Well, for 3 commas, you don't need a VPN at all. You don't need a fucking VPN for 3 commas. They don't carry. They don't handle money. It's just a software. It's a coding software. Legally, they don't handle trades at all. They don't handle money, so you don't have to worry about a VPN for 3 commas. But for me, I leverage trade on Bybit with a VPN, so it's not that big a deal. I mean, the exchange account you create, and you can link it to an exchange that you have KYC verification for. But yeah, I mean, any exchange that offers futures trading, you can future trade with 3 commas as long as it's connectable. I think they have like 22 exchanges right now that can be connected via API. So, I mean, personally, the majority of my trading is done on accounts that I'm not KYC verified on that I created with the VPN. And I'm not going to say I recommend you to do that because I don't recommend anyone to break the law. But fuck the law, man. They're trying to keep control of our money, bro. It's deep, it's deep, it's deep. It's so deep. Not everyone in government's bad. Not everyone in your government's bad. Not everyone in my government's bad. But I'm not generalizing the entire government, but there are evil people that have created this system that we live in. So let me see what we got here. Got it. Man, your dog sounds bossy by the way. Oh man, bro. Yeah, a little pug. We got a little pug, and we got a husky. Oso is the husky. He's the one that's in Oso Poops. Neo was featured in one of those NFTs, but yeah, he's a vocal boy. He likes to do a lot of talking. I got a husky. Yeah, did you see the husky pop into the camera here? He put his head up in the green screen. Oh yeah. No, they're my boys. They're my boys. So you have specific bots for longs and shorts. Boy Tamila, yes I do. Yes, I do have specific bots for long and shorts. I turn them on and off, based upon different market structures. I have breakout bots. So like remember how we see like patterns and stuff. If we see this pattern right here and we think it's gonna break to the long side, I could come in here and I could set up a long position. I'm like, oh, below previous swing low, we target right here, TP1, TP2, 3, yada yada yada. I could set up a singular trade for this. Or if I see this market structure, I can go and create a long bot for this. I'm like, hey, you know what? I think this is going to break to the upside. Create a long scalper bot real quick and catch the move. So whenever it starts coming up, it's scalping, it's scalping, it's scalping. And then you see price does something like this. Where's that little thing? So it's coming up and then boom, scalping, scalping, scalping. Then it runs into resistance like right here or whatever. Starts to turn around. So then we see it starts filling safety order, filling safety order, filling safety order. Okay, so we turn it off, right? And then it's going to keep coming. It's going to fill safety order. And then price is going to reverse. It's going to have some type of pullback. And then right there is going to be where a take profit point is because we've DCA'd the entire way. So then it takes profit and we got the breakout. We captured the breakout. Once we saw it started filling safety orders, we turned it off. But then after it finished that deal, it's off. We made our profit. Walked away. So, yeah. Yo, I just want 2,000 of my bot and I'm happy. Oh man, bro, I'm telling you, you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. You'll definitely get there. For now, it's gonna be a side hustle, but you can make it your main hustle. Absolutely, 115%. You can make it your main hustle. And then Sebastian says, "Yep, yep. All right, well, I guess that's all of them. Any last burning desires for questions, comments, something like that?" By the way, that setup was actually pretty legit. I don't know. You might be able to take something like that soon. That is a falling wedge. It's only 1 minute though, so it'd be a quick ass scalp. But yep. Any last question? Any closing questions or comments so I can take these boys out, these pushy ass dogs? No. He's had upset tummy. He's had an upset tum tum, so I need to take him outside because he had a happy accident inside the house because him's had upset tum tums. So need to make sure that I get him out on time. But if anyone has any price prediction for BTC month end. Hey Sebastian, bro, we actually talked about that a little bit earlier. If you want to just rewind. The segment's gonna look where the fuck is it gonna look like? Yeah, you can rewind this bit. Yeah, here we see boom. So yeah. Oh no, I still have the paintbrush. Yeah, so BTC month end, high range we could see maybe 27.2. And low range possibly 14.1. But you can go back and see a little bit more in detail about how I reached that conclusion. Anthony Lewis says, "How do we book one-on-one?" Bro, it should be in the description. If I take a look there, it says, "Yeah, book a one-on-one call with me, Edward." Yeah, so you can just check that out right there in the description. You should be able to book a one-on-one call with me if you'd like to, my brother. You can also visit the Discord if you want to. I have the Discord link in there, and we can get set up. But you can book directly on the website if you'd like to, and the link for that is below, sir. Thank you for asking. Wait, Miller says, "Feel like the live stream about the robots. It's far, way too far." Nah, brother, it's gonna be going down this month, so it gives you something to look forward to, and gives you time to plan to make it. You don't want to just be putting shit out there for, oh, come tomorrow to this event. Want to make sure you guys have time to plan. Sebastian says, "Perfect." Ananya says, "Bro, 12:37 a.m. It's night. Good day to you all. Later, Ananya." And Anthony says, "Cool, definitely. Thanks, bro." Awesome, Anthony. Look forward to it, my man. And TCal says, "Thank you so much for the info, answering all the questions with positive vibes." Always try to stay positive, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get upset sometimes. I get mad. I take my frustration out in the wrong places. I think that's all of us as humans. If there is a perfect human who doesn't do that, please show me him and give me the way. But I always try to stay positive, and I encourage everyone to spread positivity around them. There's too much hate in the world. Let's all try to help each other. Bring each other up, not push each other down. Take care, everyone. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Later, Sebastian. Later, everybody else who made it. My boy T-Cal. My boy Niaz, because I know Niaz is gonna watch this shit later after the recording. Shout out Niaz.